Picture this. You wake up tomorrow, but instead of checking your phone, servants rush in to bathe you. Instead of coffee, you get wine for breakfast. And instead of going to work, you rule an entire civilization. Sounds pretty sweet, right? Well, hold on to your crowns, because being a pharaoh was way more complicated than you think. Today's title, Journey Through Ancient Egypt, a Day in the Life of a Pharaoh. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll be grateful you weren't born into royalty 3,000 years ago. 5 a.m., the sun peaks over the Nile. Our pharaoh, let's call him Ramses, stirs awake on his golden bed. But here's the thing, he can't just roll out of bed like a normal person. The moment his eyes open, boom, servants swarm in like ancient Egyptian NASCAR pit crews. One guy's only job, making sure the royal sandals are positioned perfectly. Another guy, he holds the chamber pot. Talk about specialized careers. First stop, the royal spa treatment. Servants pour warm water infused with lotus petals. They scrub him down with pumice stones and frankincense oil that costs more than most people's houses. But here's the kicker. This isn't just luxury, it's survival. Because nothing says divine authority like smelling like a dead fish in the desert heat. Next comes makeup time. Yes, makeup. Male pharaohs wore more cosmetics than modern influencers. Thick black kohl around the eyes, green malachite eyeshadow, red ochre on lips. The servants apply each layer with religious precision, because apparently one smudged eyeliner could anger the gods. No pressure there. Then the wardrobe department. Pure white linen so fine you can see through it. Gold jewelry that weighs more than a small child. The famous double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt, so heavy it requires neck muscles like a bodybuilder. But here's what nobody tells you. Pharaohs never dress themselves, ever. Grown rulers of the known world standing there like expensive mannequins while servants wrap them up like glamorous mummies. 7 a.m. breakfast time. The royal dining hall stretches longer than most homes. Tables groan under roasted duck, honey cakes, dates stuffed with almonds, and wine, lots of wine. Because day drinking wasn't just acceptable for pharaohs, it was mandatory. But even eating requires protocol. Servants taste everything first to check for poison, then carefully feed the divine ruler bite by bite. Imagine being so powerful, you can't hold your own spoon. 8 a.m., the morning briefing. The throne room fills with officials dumping the kingdom's problems on one person. Tax reports from Memphis, flooding updates from the Delta, border disputes with Nubia. Our pharaoh sits on solid gold, wearing that impossibly heavy crown, trying to look all-knowing while mentally juggling more responsibilities than a modern president. Except if he makes the wrong decision, people don't vote him out, they poison him. But wait, there's more. Citizens have traveled hundreds of miles to petition their god king. A farmer whose crops failed? A merchant accused of cheating? A priest requesting temple funds? Each case requires wisdom and the ability to appear divine even when you're completely clueless. What did you think? Fake it till you make it was a modern concept? 10 a.m. Religious duties call. The pharaoh processes to the temple complex, followed by priests burning incense and musicians playing harps. Inside the temple, our divine ruler performs the daily ritual of awakening the god. This involves washing a golden statue with sacred water, applying fresh makeup, yes, they put makeup on statues, and presenting food offerings. This isn't optional. According to Egyptian belief, if the pharaoh doesn't perform these rituals perfectly, the sun might not rise, the Nile might not flood, and cosmic chaos could destroy the world. Talk about job pressure. Imagine if your morning routine literally determined whether civilization would survive another day. Noon. Administrative meetings that make modern bureaucracy look simple. The Pharaoh meets with his vizier to review construction projects because every Pharaoh needs to build something bigger than his predecessors. Pyramid updates, temple expansions, reports from royal architects who are basically ancient Steve Jobs except with more limestone. But here's the twist. These aren't ego projects. They're economic engines employing thousands in political statements projecting power. Every decision has cosmic consequences. Then comes the military briefing. Egypt's borders need defending. Gold mines need protection. Trade routes need securing. And remember, there's no Google Maps, no satellite intel. All information travels by foot or boat, sometimes taking weeks. Our Pharaoh makes life and death decisions with potentially outdated information. 2 p.m. lunchtime with family drama. The royal family gathers, and this gets complicated fast. Because pharaohs don't have one wife, they have multiple wives, concubines, and enough children to field their own army. Palace life breeds constant competition, wives plotting against each other, children positioning for succession, court officials choosing sides. Every meal is potential Game of Thrones, except with more hieroglyphs. The pharaoh must navigate these dynamics while maintaining absolute authority. One wrong word sparks palace revolt. One perceived slight turns allies into deadly enemies. Fun fact, Ramses III was actually assassinated by his own wife in something called the harem conspiracy. Family dinners were literally life or death. 3 p.m. court sessions that make modern judges look relaxed. Citizens bring legal disputes, requiring royal judgment. But Egyptian law isn't written in neat codes. It's based on precedent, tradition, and divine wisdom. The pharaoh can't phone a lawyer. He is the ultimate legal authority. His word becomes law, literally. 4 p.m. inspection time. The pharaoh tours the palace complex, checking royal kitchens where dozens cook for hundreds, workshops where artisans create jewelry that will outlast civilizations, and stables housing horses treated better than most humans. When you're a living god, everything must be perfect. 5 p.m. recreation time, which is as formal as everything else. The pharaoh might hunt exotic animals, take boat trips with court musicians, or play senet, the Egyptian board game that's part chess, part religious ritual. Even leisure serves political purposes. Hunting demonstrates royal prowess, gaming shows strategic thinking. But true privacy doesn't exist. Every moment is witnessed and analyzed by courtiers. 6 p.m. Evening audiences with foreign dignitaries. Egypt's wealth depends on international trade, so maintaining relationships is crucial. Ambassadors from Mesopotamia, trade representatives from the Levant, tribute bearers from Nubia. Each interaction requires diplomatic finesse, while gift exchanges seal political agreements. 7 p.m., the evening banquet. The Great Hall fills with Egypt's elite, reclining around tables, groaning with food. Roasted goose, grilled fish, honey cakes, enough wine to float boats. Musicians play while dancers perform, and storytellers recite epic tales. But even dinner parties serve politics. Seating arrangements indicate favor. Menu choices reflect diplomacy. 8 p.m. Evening religious ceremonies ensuring the sun sets properly, because celestial bodies need divine encouragement. The pharaoh participates in rituals, helping Ra navigate the underworld during night. Temple incense, rhythmic chanting, sacred dances. If these rituals aren't performed correctly, the sun might not rise tomorrow. No pressure at all. 9 p.m. Finally, bedtime preparation. Servants remove the heavy crown, store royal jewelry, check for security threats, guards take positions. The Pharaoh lies down exhausted from divine responsibilities. Tomorrow, the cycle begins again. So there you have it. A day in the life of ancient Egypt's most powerful person. Sure, they had wealth, luxury, and absolute power, but they also had crushing responsibility, constant danger, and zero privacy. Every decision affected millions. Every mistake could trigger catastrophe. Every moment was performance of divinity while dealing with very human problems. Being Pharaoh wasn't just ruling a kingdom, it was carrying the weight of cosmic order on your shoulders. Makes your Monday meetings seem pretty manageable, doesn't it? Next time you think your job is stressful, remember Ramses, who couldn't eat breakfast without protocol, couldn't make decisions without considering divine consequences, and couldn't sleep without worrying about palace conspiracies. Ancient Egyptian pharaohs, living proof that more power definitely meant more problems, and way more eyeliner than any job should require. They lived like gods, but worked harder than CEOs, partied like royalty, but carried responsibilities that would crush ordinary mortals. Absolute power came with absolutely no time off.